So these are the parts that just really make my brain hurt.
So I recently came across this cool looking storefront, and as someone who makes paintings for a living, this optical illusion of one image that changes into another one based on the angle it's viewed from, it grabbed my attention. So after a little Google search, I learned that this was called an AGAMOGRAPH or a lenticular effect. No, this trick needs to be turned into an actual art piece. So I got to work to create a custom canvas.
So this is what I came up with.
I got myself a canvas, and this is just a standard canvas that I normally use for my paintings. However, this time I'm gonna flip it upside down. Then I place these triangular wooden rods in here, and that should pretty much do the trick.
So then it was just a matter of gluing it all together. And to prep the canvas even more, once the glue was rock solid, I decided to apply some gesso and then top it off with some nice white spray paint.
So this is where we're at right now. This officially means that the construction of the panel is done and that we can proceed to the more artistic work. So let's go on to the next step in the process. Time to design. Let's talk about the game plan. That might have sounded a little overdramatic, but hear me out. So since we're working with a kinetic piece of art, this gives us the perfect opportunity to do some storytelling with it. The only problem that I'm still having is that I'm still very indecisive of what to actually paint on there. But I'm thinking something along the lines of two images that portray each other's opposites, such as chaos and order, or evil and good, or death and alive. But in all seriousness, this is kinda hard nut to crack. So let us start by creating a template for the sketch. Let me explain in a nutshell how I created this template. On our canvas we have 15 of these rods, and since we're going to be looking at it from a side, it's this width we need in our calculation, and then just multiply it by 15 and we'll end up with something that looks like this. And of course the height also needs to match, and we obviously need two of these. No, I have to inform you about a little development that has taken place. Remember the overdramatic game plan I just told you a few seconds ago? The game plan. I'm thinking something along the lines of two images that portray each other's opposites. Well, I'm throwing that idea out of the window. Let's say that I came up with something even better.
So let me explain my brand new idea for this project. You'll probably know the children's board game Snakes and Ladders. In the game, the snakes act as obstacles and send players backwards. The ladders, on the other hand, will allow players to jump ahead on the board. Well, my artwork is going to be based around that popular board game. So I started out by sketching the left side of the AGAMOGRAPH, and as you can see, the first sketch depicts this funky snake, but with a dagger piercing its head, which is a crucial part of the message the artwork is going to convey. Also, since I want to leave my mark in the piece, I incorporated my signature doodles into the cross.
Okay, check out my big brain move here. I made sure to place the eye and the dagger on one single strip. This will make painting these key features so much more convenient. Future me, you can thank me later.
Now, as you can start to see on the upper part of the artwork, there is a phrase appearing, and the phrase reads the following: "No snakes, only ladders." Accordingly, on the right side of the AGAMOGRAPH, sketch number 2, I visualized the actual board game of Snakes and Ladders, but no snakes this time. They're not on there, only ladders. So in case you're a bit confused on what this all suggests, the phrase "no snakes, only ladders" represents life, and it suggests to cut the snakes out of your life, as the snakes represent people and things who will generally pull you down, and only go and focus on the people and things that will propel you forward.
I honestly doubt the fact that there could be a better fit than the board game for this template. I mean, it just lines up perfectly. Satisfying.
So now that both sketches are completed, it's time to put the design to the test and get a first glimpse from the actual lenticular effect. So I just created some prints, cut them in slices and carefully laid them inside the canvas.
Okay, this is the moment of truth. Let's check this out. Okay, so this is what we have. If we now tilt our camera to the left, yes! Oh, that's definitely working. Look at that. The other side works like a charm, baby. Oh, this is good. Make me happy. So
then the only thing left to prepare is to transfer the design onto the canvas. Luckily, with a little bit of help from some transfer paper, this task is pretty much a walk in the park.
Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time to put the paintbrush to work, because as far as the preparation goes, it's all ready. So let's get going, shall we?
And I think I'm gonna be starting with this little corner. Let's see how much of a pain in the ass painting this thing it's gonna be. Oh boy, let me tell you, this is not easy. It's first of all super awkward to paint on these slopes, but on top of that, since I have to tilt my head every once in a while, my camera is in the way all the time.
Yep, definitely a pain in the ass. Luckily, what I figured out is if I place these wooden rods, these spare wooden rods in here, I create a flat surface that I can properly rest my hand on. Definitely another big brain moment here.
In addition, I adjusted the position of the camera to the overhead position, and I can tell you, this is the way to go.
Oh yeah, this is working.
So now that my strategy is in place, it's time to face the real deal and tackle the painting head on. Since this is still a difficult way of painting, I made a conscious effort to keep things simple so I wouldn't get bogged down by unnecessary details. So therefore I opted to keep the snake skin mostly smooth with only a subtle hint of texture on the upper surface. And this was definitely the right call. It was manageable to paint and I ended up with, in my opinion, a still aesthetically looking snake. So then, after about 2 solid days of painting, the first side of the artwork was completed and I couldn't be more happy with how it turned out.
Progress update! The first side is done. I'm excited. I actually don't have much to say, I just want to continue. So, let's finish this thing once and for all.
And although I jumped straight into painting the other side of the artwork, I still remained uncertain about how to best approach it. I was contemplating whether to go, for example, with a simple yet bold whiteboard game against a black background, or maybe go for a more intricate checkerboard design. So these were some of the considerations I was having as I did the delicate line work. But then in the end, I settled on a more random pattern composed of different shades of grey. And with that part being completed as well, this project came to an end.
There you go! Another project successfully finished, and this painting was actually a lot of fun. It is liberating to do something that's a little bit more than just painting once in a while. Okay, but before I show you the final end result in all its glory, there are a couple of things I want to mention. 3 to be exactly. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to you for watching, but an even bigger thank you to the Patreon members. I mean, Bam's Doodle Club is slowly growing. I try to do weekly drawing and doodle videos on there. So if you want to join, the link is in the description. You are more than welcome. Then the second thing on the list, I just released my brand new art print. It's a limited edition of 25 pieces. So if you want one, make sure to get one on my website, bamsway.com, before they are gone. And then last but not least, the art I made in this video, it's also for sale on my website, so if you're interested, you know what to do. Okay, with all that being said, it's time to show you the final painting. Enjoy, see you in the next one, take care.